Hi everyone and welcome to another review. Today we are looking at a Korean colouring book and it is horror themed. So as you know, I am a massive horror fan and I was really excited to get the chance to review this book. So it's called Vu's Horror Fantastia, and as you can see it's written in Korean, so don't really know what things mean, but I have tried to translate some of the text inside on a translation app, so I'll try and help you along with that, but it isn't, by any means a perfect translation. So I'm not sure whether I translated the back. Let me just check. Yeah, I did. So this is my translation from the app. This apparently says something about horror colouring mutilating stress. Not going to read what that says. You can see for yourself. You are energised in this evil world. Are you cold enough to blow? With Vu's Horror Fantastia, you can make peace with your anxious and atrophied mind and make peace with your everyday life. You inflame boredom with creative magic. Swearing at someone who pissed you off. Don't get that anger in this book. Zombies, vampires, voodoo dolls, serial killers. Relax your life by colouring the greatest horror icons in history, such as wizards. Ready to blow tension and stress with a shetty knife and a chainsaw. So that's the translation that I got from the back. I think, the general idea is there, isn't it? So let's have a look. So we've got the first page, which is a deep red colour, and I believe this is Vu, and it stands for voodoo doll, and she's the character that goes along all the way through the book. So I have also translated this, if I just find it. Is that the one? No. Bear with me while I just find the translation. I think this might be it. No, it isn't. It's that one. Right. So it says, this is all. I think this is all copyright stuff. But this says it was first publicised in Korea. It says, for a while, the genre of horror in Korea has been synonymous with subculture, which is enjoyed only by a small number. In Hollywood, there are many horror films at the top of the box office, and horror is one of the most popular genres. However, there are still only 5 horror films created in Korea per year. Interesting. Horror literature genre is also no different. The Korean horror literature short story has been publicised to revitalise the horror genre, but was judged to be a harmful book for youth. So I don't think horror is very well represented in Korea by the sounds of it, because they're thinking that it's quite harmful for young people to watch horror films. I'm just scrolling through this quickly because there's a lot of stuff I don't really understand. Lots of books are withdrawn from the shelves of bookstores because of this perception in Korea. Children are enthusiastic about ghost story animation, and films like I Saw the Devil, which is a really good Korean film, has been highly praised by overseas audiences. Zombie movies like Train to Busan, another brilliant film, had over 10 million viewers. So what it's trying to say is there is a massive culture of horror, as we all know, and people absolutely love it, but it's very difficult to get that from Korea. Apparently, I thought Korea would have had a lot of that stuff. As I say, I've seen films such as I Saw the Devil, and while it's not horror per se, it's more of a thriller. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. So yeah, I don't think there's much left on here to read to you, but it just says that her attempt to change the perception of the horror genre and make it easier for many people to get into horror is why she did this book, and she hopes that it will increase. So yeah, that's basically what it says. Loving the little illustrations though. It is really cute. It's a cute horror book. So we've got full colour. You can see that we have several characters on here. We've got Vu herself, the voodoo doll. We've got Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, all trapped in a spider web. Now, I don't know exactly what the copyright situation is for creating those characters in your own style. I really don't. So, hands off, I've got no clue. But obviously it was allowed to go through those channels. It's been properly published, so I don't know. So Vu's Horror Fantastia is the name of the book, and as you can see, she's in bed here dreaming of ghosts and ghoulies. So I'm hoping we can get all this on screen. So we've got a scarecrow hanging from a tree. Nice first image for you there. But again, even though it's quite dark subject matter, it is done in a cartoon-like way. So it's not sort of too scary. She's in a forest here, so I think this is one of her dreams. This is what she dreams about. So she's woken up in bed in a forest. We've got the hair from Alice in Wonderland, which looks a little bit worse for wear. It's probably a zombie hair. And then again here, Vu has tumbled down the rabbit hole, and there's lots of Alice in Wonderland themed things, the cards and the mushrooms and stuff like that, but also brains and a weird sort of turnip thing. And then this is a double page spread, I think, yeah. So it's her tumbling down that rabbit hole from above, or even from below. And you can see loads and loads of creatures and eyeballs and tentacles and things on the way down. So she's falling down the dream world into her horror fantasia. So again, with the Alice in Wonderland references, we've got the drink me bottle and lots of voodoo pins and things, lots of animal skulls. And here is the exit to the room. So she's drank the potion, the door is tiny, she's had to shrink down to get into the room. And what I like about this is we've got horror references here, such as the chainsaw from Texas Chainsaw, we've got Freddy's glove, and we've got the xenomorph from Alien on the wall. Horror movies. So obviously these are Vu's favourite, just like mine. And you can see that we have a couple of different movies represented here. Well, actually it is just the one movie, it's The Shining. You can see the twins, and you've got what would be the character of, oh my god, it's my favourite, Danny. The character of Danny, I totally slipped my mind then, on the tricycle. But for a second I thought it was the puppet from Saw, that's why I said several different movies, but it's not. So what I like about this is that it's not kind of a direct representation or copy of the movie. It's got like a different floor, and the twins themselves are sort of half and half up here. It's like kind of cool. And this do not disturb sign is in English, so it's weird how some of it's in Korean, some of it's English. This one's really awesome. It represents Beetlejuice, so you've got him here on the left, and then you've got Lydia on the right with her camera. Lots of eyeballs and very surreal stuff, as you would see in Beetlejuice. So some of the films I'm not sure what they are. Probably on, you know, thinking about it, I might be able to come up with what they are, but maybe they're not even supposed to be anything specific. But we've got her here in front of the mirror. You can see that her reflection is staring at her quite evilly. So yeah, that's that one. And I guess maybe it could still be to do with Beetlejuice. I can't really remember, it's been ages since I've seen that. Because here you've got a Beetlejuice looking monster with the huge mouth and the massive tongue just wrapping her up. And yeah, it does look very sort of like Tim Burton stylized stuff. So this is definitely referencing the Evil Dead. So Vu is characterised as the creepy girl who was locked in the basement, and I think if you've seen the film you know what I mean. She sticks her head up and she's all gross and horrible, and then in the woods she gets attacked by the branches. Now here is that illustration that we had in colour at the start. So we've got the figures here from the horror movies, and you can colour that in. So let's have a look what we've got here. These are really creepy. The eyes are creepy. I think these are supposed to be horror dolls in either film or real life, you know, haunted dolls and things like that. Let's see if we can figure out what they are. So I'm not really sure who this is, but the black around the eyes reminds me of the Nun. I don't think it is, but just reminds me of that. I think this is Robert the Doll, which is, can you even see this? I'm so sorry if I'm not getting it all on screen. I don't know why. This is Robert the Doll, who is a real life horror doll. Not sure who that is. Not sure what that is. This could be Annabelle, I guess, the film representation. Not sure who that is. In the back, what looks like Wednesday Addams, who wasn't a doll, but that's what it looks like. Here, I think we've got Sam from Trick or Treat, which is a really cool horror movie. We've got Chucky, of course. The face of this one looks like something from The Strangers, but again, not a doll. This is the original Raggedy Ann Annabelle doll. And there's the nun. So yeah, I wonder if that was the other character in the film that's a nun, but not evil. I don't know. So Vu sat here in this throne with loads of spikes ready to descend, which is kind of creepy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Hellraiser. So what have we got here? We've got Michael Jackson in the back in his Thriller get up, which is funny. We've got, I guess, what could be The Exorcist, because she's sort of bent over the back of the bed. We've got Michael Myers as himself as a young boy when he was dressed as a clown. Weird Owl Man, which I know I've seen somewhere before. Not sure what this one is. Not sure. And this one looks like Elvira. So they're all in a room together and just hanging out, I think. I'm trying to decipher these while I'm doing this, so hopefully it's not too disjointed. Sorry if it is. So these two zombie girls are eating brain ice creams. Lovely. Then we've got a baby in a blender, which is wrong, but where is this from? It looks like an alien baby or some sort of diseased thing. Again, if you know what films these are referencing, please do let me know. I thought I was a horror aficionado, but a lot of these are passing me by. So I'm guessing this is to do with Jaws. It's got to be, really, hasn't it? She has a leash on the shark and she's having a nice ride through the waves. This says Call of Cthulhu, which obviously represents Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft story, and lots of tentacles and things like that. And I'm loving these jars with the different people inside. So we've got the Bride of Frankenstein, we've got a heart, we have Nosferatu or Dracula, we've got Frankenstein, we've got the twins from, I'm assuming, The Shining. Then we've got Creature from the Black Lagoon, Hellraiser, The Invisible Man, and Vu. So that's a cool one. Again with the Nosferatu, the Mummy. I'm not sure what this is. Again, it's Thing. So yeah, this is representing the Addams Family, Wednesday Addams. And then whatever that is in the coffin over there. Cruel fairy tales. So maybe we've moved on to like grim fairy tales and stuff like that. This looks like Red Riding Hood killing the wolf, which is a flip on that tail, of course. We have got a plane crash here with someone's head in a cloche. I'm trying to figure this out of what fairy tale this is. But in the background we do have Samara from The Ring coming out of the well. Now what have we got here? So it looks like a poison apple. So yeah, it could be Snow White. This looks like Snow White in the chair at the front of the table here. And these are probably going to be, well, this will be the evil queen, won't it? So she's ate the apple and died. So it's flipping those fairy tales around because you've got all of the little dwarves there as well. It just takes a minute to figure it out. We've got the Little Mermaid, of course. But it looks as if Vu has got her diver's helmet on, gone down there with a huge carving knife and chopped her tail off because she wants fish for supper. Oh, hang on. Gone a bit too far. Right. So what's this? This is Pinocchio, but he's actually trapped in a saw trap. If you've seen those films, the saw, what's it called? Bear trap. And it's round his wooden head, and you can see that he's actually skewered all of the characters from the story Pinocchio with his nose. So we've got Geppetto and some of the other characters. It's really funny how she's just mashed these up. Hopefully I got that all on camera. I'm sorry, my iPad only shows a certain section. It's really annoying. So yeah, this is one that I started colouring. As you can see, it has those famous characters on there. The saw puppet. I believe this could be Twisty from American Horror Story. We've got Jason with a cool pumpkin hat instead of his hockey mask. And Freddy, and then the Ghostface from Scream. And then over here we just got a few little doggy dress-up Halloween trick-or-treaters. This one is obviously the nun on the steps of the church. Lots of pumpkins and things for you to colour. Very Halloween-y. And again with the pumpkins, I think you could probably add some of your own detail over there if you were so inclined. Merry Christmas! So these are Christmas carolers. We've moved on from Halloween to Christmas now, and it looks as though these snowmen are melting, but they've come to sing your carols and they are quite scary. I wouldn't like to open up my door to them. And then we've got Santa, who of course has worms in his beard. He's got a zombified face and nasty old gnarly teeth. So maybe it's more of a Krampus character than Santa. We've got a Christmas tree decorated with baubles of eyeballs and pumpkins and skulls and all that good stuff. And then here, these are cutouts, like Edward Scissorhands, cutouts of topiary bushes. And you can see that Vu actually has scissors attached to her hands, and she's wearing the... Oh, God, it's such a brain fart today. She's wearing the overalls that Edward Scissorhand wears when he is cutting, and you can see his big house in the background there. So who have we got? I can see Alien, Freddy. I'm not sure if I can recognise anyone else. Obviously this is a cat. Oh, this has got a bar. This has got a bolt through the neck, so it's obviously Frankenstein and his bride with the hair. Let's see. So this is meant to say Vu. I was trying to figure that out there, but it's so simple. It's meant to say Vu, and she's wearing a pig mask while she's gone through that with the chainsaw. So I don't know if that is representing Texas Chainsaw or something else. And then we've got a few vases and containers with lots of gross things in. This one's a double page spread of a graveyard, loads and loads of ghosts. Vu is being buried alive here. And then here is a lovely full colour printout of this illustration, which features what I believe is Cthulhu, Samara from The Ring, an alien, and a couple of other characters. It says down the bottom here, Fantastic Film Festival, so I don't know if this piece of art was commissioned for that film festival, but you get to colour it here as well. Same again, this is Vu in Wonderland, The Smile of the Cheshire Cat, I believe created in 2011. And again, you can colour that. You can either reference the photos from the original, or you can colour it however you want. Vu in Wonderland, Card Soldiers. So again, that Alice in Wonderland inspiration. Then we've got the Christmas one with the snowmen. Really fun one to colour, that one, for Christmas. Add a little bit of spook to your Christmas. This one I can't read, but it's very creepy. We've got lots of dolls' heads sort of severed at the bottom of this place. It's kind of difficult to work out because she's sat on top, but then she's crawling up the ladder, but then she's in the cloche. So yeah, kind of surreal, that one. And at the back here we have horror movie postcards. So these are for you to colour, cut out and send to your loved ones. We've got a pumpkin with a knife in his eye. We've got a bucket full of blood, which I believe references Carrie. We have Leatherface's chainsaw, and we have what I believe is the mother from Psycho. And then on the back of those you have like an inverted print of those illustrations, and you can just write your note on there. Here we've got the Book of the Dead from Evil Dead. This looks like, what is this? I don't even know what that is meant to be. Some sort of trolley? Anyway, it's got intestines on it. We've got Jason's mask here on top of his machete. And we've got a baby grow with 3 legs that looks like Freddy Krueger's jumper. Samara from The Ring, Freddy Krueger's jumper and hat. This will be from, remind me, Little Shop of Horrors, I think. And then Saw. And then it says Vu's Horror Fantasia, which you can colour. And we have some paper dolls. So there's a bit of everything included in here. So we've got a paper doll of Vu that you can cut out, bend, and then have on your desk or wherever you want. We've got Jason with his pumpkin head. We've got Michael Myers with a pumpkin head. And we've got Vu again. Then we've got Leatherface, Freddy Krueger. And it says to be continued. Exit. So this is the end of her dreams, I guess, the end of her horror fantasia. And there's that one of the nun on the steps earlier that you can take reference from if you wish. And let me see if I have translated this back page. I think I must have done. Yeah, I think that's what I read you earlier about Korea not having a lot of horror. But yeah, I think we've got the general gist of what it's all about anyways. So, final pages. We've got the, I guess, information where you can find the illustrator, another red page, and then that's it. So hopefully you've enjoyed looking through this. I got this book from 70 East Books. The lovely June, who runs that, sends her books in such beautiful packaging. When you open it up, the book actually comes in this handmade cloth sleeve with the 70 East Books logo on it. And you always get a couple of little freebies from June. She's lovely like that. So on this one, I got a print of an illustration by Banyan, which is gorgeous. I'm going to be putting that up on my desk somewhere. And also with this came a little pen. So you'll always get yourself a little pen and a little print, just a couple of extra gifts from June. And it's just that extra little something, isn't it, that makes all the difference when you're buying from small sellers. So yeah, all the links in the description if you want to get your hands on this. It is a very unusual book. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It doesn't remind me of Beauty of Horror. It's just, it is what it is, something on its own. I think it's cartoon-like and it's spooky but not scary. And again, it references all those horror movies that we know and love. So let me know what you thought of it in the comments. I'm sorry if this has been a little bit of a disjointed review while I'm trying to figure out what's going on the pages and stuff like that. But if there's anything you've picked up and noticed that you want to tell me about, leave me a comment and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.